Hello, everybody. I have something for you that should be fairly quick. You may be aware that I recently had a review of George Orwell's book, Road to Wigan Pier, published at the Mises Wire. And after reading several people's responses, or at least comments on that review, it's my own failing, but it looks like there was something that I didn't actually make clear enough when I was writing that review. So the point that I was trying to make is not necessarily that at some point Orwell rejected socialism. I know for a fact, I understand that he claimed to the end of his days to be a fervent socialist. However, the problem or the issue that became crystal clear when I read Road to Wigan Pier is that Orwell seemed to have no clear idea of what socialism was at its core. At least this is, in 1937. Of course, it's possible that he had a better idea in his later writings, but the fact is that he didn't seem to know what socialism meant when he was writing about it favorably in 1937, defending it even. So my point is, and the point that I think was insufficiently made by my review, is that his analysis of economic topics is very shallow. It's self-contradictory. He describes socialism with a bizarre definition. Basically, he says socialism is fascism, but with virtue. That doesn't mean anything. That's not a definition of a thing that can be used to describe or to understand it better. One of the main issues that I saw in that Wigan Pier book is that he viewed total control by the government to be inevitable, that there was no shred of hope that the people might ever be free. Even worse, he doesn't seem to display any longing for freedom, merely an absence of overt oppression. For a book that had been recommended to me several times as a well-argued piece against socialism, or at least authoritarian socialism, the thing that shocked me about Wigan Pier was how juvenile it was. Yet, at the same time, Orwell was a very powerful writer. His prose is extremely emotionally gripping. And the thing that I was trying to get people to do was to ensure that they weren't taken in by these, flowery words that Orwell wrote about socialism, and actually got down to the underlying issue, which is that Orwell didn't seem to know what socialism was. He didn't have any understanding of economics, and it was he didn't have any real longing for freedom at that time. So that's all I really wanted to say, is that, this is my own fault for not quite getting this into that review well. It's well known that Orwell did not ever denounce socialism as an ideology, as a system. But the problem that Wigan Pier makes extremely clear is that he didn't really know what it was. And that is the real problem.